Alright artists, so for this lesson we are going to draw a snowman at night. So hopefully you had a chance to watch the video for the read aloud Snowmen at Night. If you didn't get a chance, please go take a look. I want you to really observe the illustrations in the book. Illustration is the drawings in the book, and I just want you to take some notes on the snowmen, not particularly on how they're drawn, but the light. So we want to focus on, because it is dark out in the book, and snowmen are white, and just notice how they're colored in the book. Like, where are the shadows? Where is the light hitting the snowmen? So take a look at that. We are going to create this together. So if you haven't had a chance, go ahead. Now, you can pause this video at any time. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. So what I want you to do is, I want you to grab a sheet of paper, a pencil, a light blue crayon, a dark blue crayon. Now, if you don't have a light blue or a dark blue, it's okay. If you have indigo, that would be great. But if you just have one color, if you just have one blue, that's okay. You can just use the one blue crayon, and you can just add pressure. When you add pressure, it'll look darker, and when you don't add pressure, when you kind of draw just lightly with light pressure, it'll look really light. You also need a white crayon and a yellow. Okay, so that's what we need to get started. Alright, so first things first, we're going to draw a circle. Now, to kind of think about where the snowman is, if you put your finger in the middle of your paper, the middle of your paper will be where the second snowball is for the body. So if you can kind of imagine where the second snowball is, the head will be right on top. We're just going to draw a head just above the middle of our paper. It does not have to be a perfect circle. Okay, it does not have to be a perfect circle. I think this is good enough. Now, to show overlapping, let me just darken this only just to show you. Please do not darken yours. I like when students draw lightly. I just darken it so you could see through the camera. Now, just to show overlapping, I'm going to draw another circle at the bottom, but kind of coming from the head like this. And like that. Again, it does not have to be perfect. And it's kind of like two C's. C here and a backward C. And you're going to draw the third part. Alright, so there's my snowman. Now for the ground. We don't want our snowman to just be floating in the air. It's got to be on the ground. So I'm just going to draw the ground right here. Kind of imagine where that's stopping. It doesn't have to be straight. It can kind of be a little lumpy. Sometimes snow isn't perfectly flat on the ground. Okay. Now we need the moon. If you want to draw a half moon, you can. I am going to go ahead and draw a full moon. Okay, there's my moon. Now the moon is important. You have to draw the moon because we need a light source. So in the slides, I talked about value, and value is the lightness and darkness in art, in photography, and really just think about the lightness and darkness of the snowmen in the book. So I don't have the book with me, but in the read aloud video, if you just take a look, so when we focus on the dark areas and the light areas, we can create a form, and we have to also think about the light source. So why is this side lighter? Why is this side lighter and brighter? here because the light source, which is the moon, is casting light on our snowman. Then here we're going to have darkness on this side because the moon is not facing this side of the snowman, and it's going to cast a shadow. So we also I kind of want to make a little blurb here for a shadow. You know, when we're outside and we have a shadow, let's make it a little thicker, so just so you know that we're going to be coloring in a shadow there. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take a crayon. I'm going to take my darker blue, and I'm going to draw kind of like an outline a little bit, and I want you to add pressure just like that. I'm going to go down to the second layer. Just like that. Now if you had indigo, that would be terrific, because indigo is a much darker blue. It's got a little bit of purple in it, and it would look really nice. But I don't have an indigo for some reason. I have some, I know I have some, but I just could not find an indigo. Alright, so I'm going to also color in my shadow, a little cast shadow. Okay, so now you're going to make it a little bit lighter. I'm going to put less pressure from the darkness and just kind of make this a little thicker, but make it like it's as if it's going from dark to light. So it's dark here, and then I'm just going to, sorry, I just want to blend that. I don't want it to be too harsh of a change. Okay, and then now I'm going to take this light blue and I'm going to also just kind of go, now if you don't have a light blue, that's okay. What you can do is you can just take the other blue and just kind of go really light, put a lot less pressure. I'm going to take this blue-green and just kind of blend. I like to blend in my colors. And kind of just go even lighter. I'm going to go even lighter where you can almost barely even see the blue. Just like that. Okay, now I'm going to take my yellow and I'm going to create my light source. I'll draw it lightly. That's the moon. I'm also going to take my yellow because moon isn't too yellow. It's more kind of, there's light, but I'm going to take this white and just kind of make it look less yellow. Okay. Now I'm going to take this yellow, less pressure, not too much, because if you put too much pressure it'll look too bright. And I'm just going to like lightly, again, that curvy C motion. Going to, well, we're not going to go to the middle, we're just going to stay at the edge, but go lighter and lighter, so it's like a little bit darker, then lighter yellow. Again, light-handed, don't go too dark. I kind of went too dark on this moon tonight, so just try to go very light here. Okay, now I want you to take this white and I want you to blend, 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 blend. Even here, you can blend. I know you probably can't see it through the camera, but when you blend, it just kind of goes together. And you know what, I feel like maybe just one more blend is what I'm going to do. Okay, now we are done for this week. We are not turning it in like this. We are going to continue this next week. So just put this in a safe place so that way you can continue this next week. Alright, I can't wait to see what these look like.